Hi guys, it's Miwa and welcome to e-Basho media. I was born and brought up in Japan for 20 something years, and I've lived in Thailand, in Bangkok for about 1 year, and I've lived in the Philippines for just 1 month or so to have some cultural experiences, and it's been 2 years and a half now since I've started to live in Dublin, Ireland. So about the name of i-Basho media, in Japanese, i-Basho means a place where you can feel at home, and i-Basho with the little prolonged i-Basho means a good place. So I kind of wanted to combine these two meanings into one, and I've decided to call my channel i-Basho. So in 2 years and a half, I've moved from one place to another, and the current place is the 8th one. You know, 8th. Can you imagine how crazy it is? But this is Dublin, but don't get me wrong, Dublin is such a lovely, attractive place. The city center is really vibrant, people are really open, and I'd like you to experience this amazing atmosphere in Dublin. But living in Dublin is really, really tough. And because of my experiences, I've always wanted to share with you. I've had this, strong urge to share all these tips and knowledge with you. And hey, there it is. I'm here now, and I'm gonna share with you everything. So there are four things that I will be talking about. The first thing would be about Dublin districts. So we have Dublin 1, 2, 3, and to Dublin 24. And normally when I say Dublin city center, it's about from Dublin 1 to, let's say, Dublin 8. And each district, or even inside the same district, it has a different atmosphere, people are different, the buildings are different, the cleanliness of road streets is different. So I want to talk about all those things. I want to give you the real info as a person who lives in Dublin. So secondly, I'd like to give you some checklists for viewing. We have a house interview. I'm not talking about job interview, it's about house interview. So if you want to live in Dublin city center, you have to pass through this interview, and there are some checklists I'd recommend to share. And that was really like a culture shock for me. For example, as a person who grew up in Japan, it's quite common that we get hot water 24 hours, automatically. I mean, you don't need to change or turn on the boiler or anything. Whenever you want hot water, it's there, and it's quite normal. But in Dublin, that was really like a culture shock for me, to know that I needed to actually turn on the boiler, otherwise I get cold water for shower. And this, when you're not so familiar with this situation, you might want to ask, or well, it's up to you though, by the way, because if you ask about this boiler thing, it's kind of common that you have to turn it on. So if you ask this, it might discourage your potential landlord. But I thought it's gonna be helpful in any way to share all those things, all those checklists. So the third thing is where to find info when you're searching for a house. You might think that, well, you just need to go to a real estate agency and you just need to sign a contract. That's easy. But there are other ways to find a house in Dublin, and I'd like to share all these tips with you. And fourth thing is where to seek out for help when you're kind of in a trouble or when you need more information actually in Dublin. So I'm gonna share all that. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching my video and see you next time. また次回会いましょう。バイバイ。